Yes, guys, how you doing? Good evening. Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. It's the 5th of January. It's the long-awaited. I'm so sorry for everybody. I've been, for one reason or another, unable to put this together for ages. I've had health issues and scheduling issues and dog issues and all that stuff. But we're back with the fan phone-in show. And I'm going to make it up to everyone. I'm going to do this, if I can, in January. I'm going to do this, try and do it 4 times in January at least, so once a week. And I hope I can do it more and more often. There's a lot of members. There's over 200 members of this channel. So I'm massively grateful to all of you guys. Need to do more in the way of showing that appreciation. So this is one of the ways we're going to get straight into it. I hope everybody is cool and happy and healthy. We got 4 guests at the moment in the background. If you are a member and you want to come on and say hello, all you've got to do is go to the Spurs Talk Show YouTube page. And then where you at the top, you'll see like videos or whatever the tabs are. One of the tabs is community or posts. I forget, community or posts. Click on there, and if you're a member, whether you're a puppy or a pony, then you will see in that section the most recent post has got the StreamYard link, so you can jump on. And it's first come, first served. Like I said, there's 4 people at the moment. We have to finish in about an hour and a half, though. So depending on how many people jump on. Obviously, I want to give everyone at least 10 minutes. So maybe 2 or 3 more people max can come in. And if not, listen, I'll do another show this week, Wednesday, Thursday, after the game. Not after the game, on the days when Tottenham aren't playing. But I want to get to meet you all, and I want to get to hear your thoughts on what is the absolute, I don't know, the circus, the clown show that is Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. More absolute just up and down, in and out behavior that we're all trying to make sense of it. Today's show is sponsored by OK Jersey, so please do, if you're looking for the clobber, as you know by now, I shouldn't have to repeat myself, but code Sean at checkout, 8% off. Unbelievable prices already for the best quality relative to the prices that you can get for all of your sports and athleisure wear. It's amazing. Just go and search OK Jersey, find whatever you're looking for, 8% off at checkout with code Sean. Big up to them. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe. Notification button should be squeezed. Comments should be dropped. I've just got to close my door. Give me 1 second. Doors closed. Cameras back on. And we're back in the game. Guys, let's welcome in the first guest to see how they are doing. And it is, of course, our man. I'm going to have to get rid of the... no, I don't have to get rid of it at all. Axatos. Alex, man. How are you, buddy? Oh, what was that?
Hi, no, that wasn't me. Hi, guys. How are you doing? As I told you, I'm in the living room of my best friend, so I'm occupying this. So, thanks for being back, letting us back in. I may start. Let's talk about the Wolves game, shall we? And you're going to be, why? The Wolves game. The Wolves game was at the end of September. Yeah, I know. Because the last phone-in show was 26th of September. And now we have to discuss all 21 games till the Sunderland draw now. Because there's so much to talk about. And, Sean, why do you think?
I'm sorry, Alex.
We give you
like
our support. We give you our love.
Yeah.
We even give you our money. But why? Why do we do this? Because you give us a voice. But you have taken the voice from us. I was not able to speak out.
I feel
Neither
like
to
you're
you, not to Drew.
Are you angry with me, Alex? You're angry with me a little bit.
No, I'm so happy that I'm on. I'm just like, I'm following you. But the funny thing is, and this with the Wolves game is probably a little bit far-fetched, but to be honest, I was, for the last 3 months, I kid you not, I was taking notes of all the shit you said. But I was like, wait a minute. I have to put it right, yes? And of course, we cannot do all of this, but I have a few things that, and even, please forgive me, some of the stuff probably I'm going to mention now. You're going to say, yeah, that was months ago that it was mentioned on your show, or probably even on the Furious 5. But there's just a few things that I have to say.
Sure.
First of all, I would not take 17th again just to make sure that Arsenal doesn't win the Premier League. Remember, that was one of these discussions, like this crazy thing. Would you take 17th just to make sure they don't win the Premier League? It's like, I don't give a fuck about Arsenal. Yeah, I want my team to win every game and be as top or as high as possible in the league table. So I don't give a fuck about Arsenal. This is my thing. And I have to admit, I also don't understand this.
I agree. By the way, I agree. I agree with you.
We were on the, but there were others who had others things like, and I mean, I was told that you don't understand rivalry, and probably I don't, because of course I don't live in London, especially I don't live in North London. But yeah, I think I only care about my team, and as I still believe that Tottenham is a good club. Don't ask me why, because I have no good reasons to support that claim. But I think Tottenham is a big club, and so I don't care about others. Next thing. I am Alexander. I am a Euro League winner.
Yes, you are.
I'm not detached from my club. I'm attached to my club. I'm part of this. When we win, I win. You know.
Okay. So you have
because you said
you're not a winner.
Sean Butler.
It's not your trophy. Yeah.
I'm just a distant observer. It's like no. But honestly, I believe that not just the hierarchy, the Thomas Frank in this case, but also the players, they will always think that we are we, because all of them who went there for the parade after Bilbao, this is we. I am a winner. So
fair enough. A lot of people disagree with you. You're not the only person who's told me that.
It's like it's very funny. But I think it was Van der Veen. He said like it's all of us. It's the fans. It's a we. It's not just like we play for ourselves.
When I was saying that, the context in which I was saying it was when people tell you that if you don't feel a certain way, where you don't have these unreasonable expectations of things that you have no control over, then you're a loser, and I'm a winner because I demand more from my football club than you do. That's where I'm coming at it from. I'm not saying that you should be attached to your football club. I'm just saying, bro, if you live in your mum's basement and you're claiming benefits and you're telling me that I'm a loser when I've done X, Y, and Z in my life, and the only reason you're a winner is because you have high expectations of other people, like that doesn't make you a winner. What you do in your life, how you control your own destiny, is what makes you a winner or a loser. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel attached to the football.
Yeah, I am. It is like, I am an observer, for example, of Bayern Munich. You know, if they win, they win. Has nothing to do with me. I don't feel like I don't care. Speaking of Bayern München, do you remember there was this discussion that was definitely on the Spurs 5? And there was this notion that in the Premier League, anyone can beat anyone, and that's why it's so special. In Germany, for example, if St. Pauli wins against Bayern Munich, that's a huge upset. And I don't remember that. And it was so funny because that actually happened in 2002. St. Pauli won against Bayern Munich, who at that time won the Champions League and later on the World Cup. And because St. Pauli won, they made a T-shirt saying, like if I translate it into English word by word, it was like winner against the World Cup winner. And today, 24 years later, you still can buy this T-shirt in the St. Pauli fan shop. So speaking of upsets and what you make out of it, I'm not kidding. So
I believe you.
It's really funny. About example, I think obviously by accident, but it's point well taken. If something like this happened, they make a T-shirt and you can still buy it 25 years later. Of course, since then they have been battered by Bayern Munich every time they met. Sure. So, and now be prepared. You are a bad fan, Sean Balster. Because it's just like Bustler. Because you have this thing, I have to put an S into players' names like Gertrude. And it's like, there is no S in Gertrude. He's Gertrude, the right back from Sunderland. There is no S in his name. But you always say Gertrude. It's like, that was like totally confused. I had to look it up on my time. It's like, I thought it like his name was Gertrude. But there's no S in his name. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So,
I apologize. I apologize to him. No. To people from anyone that speaks his language, you clearly as well.
Ja, I hope een beetje Nederlands, nee, eh? But you are a bad fan.
Okay.
So you're a bad fan. I call you out here in front of all. I would kill to have a season ticket, and you don't want to even go anymore, you know? There you have it. I criticized you. Are you kicking me out now?
Would you like the ticket to my next game?
Is it okay to criticize fans? That's the notion. It was all this charade because I called you out now.
Alex, right here, right now. Would you like the ticket? Would you like my season ticket for the next game?
Well, look, I'm in Vienna, Austria. I cannot fly.
Oh, so you don't want to go either. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
I would definitely. Yeah. Well, we can switch places like they did in the holiday. You can stay in my apartment in Vienna, and if I can stay in your house in Surrey, definitely I'd take you up on that. I can work from home. Gosh, it would be so great. But the reason is, I remember that it was Savard or Tel. Back in the Levy time, he said once, "It's fans like you who are the problem." And I was just in the audience, like in the YouTube audience, and I was like, "Is he talking to me? Is he talking about me?" So it's okay to call out fans. Yeah. It's okay for fans to call out fans, but it's not okay for the coach, for the manager to call out the fans. And I want to know what's the difference, because I have to admit, I was at the Fulham game with my best friend, whom I'm sitting in his lovely living room right now. You know, the one I converted from being a Manchester United fan to being a Tottenham fan.
Well done.
Well done, exactly. And we were at a Fulham game.
He must hate you so much.
No, he still loves me. It's okay. No, but honestly, so we went to this Fulham game, and after 6 minutes, we are 2-0 down. And I'm like, fuck. Do you know what it costs for us to go there to London? You know, it's especially for the international fans. And after 6 minutes, you're 2-0 down against Fulham. And I'm like, but the worst thing was not the Vicario mistake. You know, he created the 2-0 by this horrible pass directly to the Fulham player. I forgot who he was. And I'm like, the booing their own players. And I was like shocked. And I have to admit, I was in the stadium. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening here?" And probably it's an English thing. I don't know. I mean, booing after the game, like yesterday, I get it. But I read that. But honestly, this is you should know. You support. You know which supporters are really cool. Copenhagen, 4-0 down.
Yeah,
and still singing and supporting. This is the kind of fans that I think we should be. And I don't know. I have to admit, I was really disappointed. I was more disappointed by the reaction of the fans in the stadium, because of course it ruined my evening. Because if you soak up the energy for, well, the first we were 1-0 down after 3 minutes. It's like 3 minutes, and the evening was gone. Yeah. After all, half a year of planning, you know, hotels, getting a flight.
For which game was this?
That was Fulham.
For the Fulham game, yeah, of course, yeah.
We should have taken the Brentford game, obviously. We won quite well, the first one at least.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's. So do you understand though that the fans?
I think the fans right now are punching. The punching recency, but it's based on legacy. You know, I think the fans are just very, very frustrated, and I think that Ange Postecoglou and Thomas Frank, and to a maybe slightly different extent, maybe the two managers before, like they're frustrated with the football club's decline from, like I've said it 1,000 times, an artificial high. I think that what Pochettino achieved, I think that we were punching well above our weight. And then we set the expectation bar here, and then we've regressed back to where we probably were. But we've actually gone further. We've regressed further than where we probably should have been. But the expectation was set here. Normal should have been here. We're now here, and the fans are just angry with year after year, 6 years of consecutive.
Yeah, I get it, but they are not patient. There's no patience. Come on, we just won our first trophy after 17 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it mean? Like, if we win our next trophy in 16 years, that's progress, right? Because it's only 16 years until... No, of course, I also want to win more. And I know the history. It's history. I was... The time when Tottenham was the record cup winner, it was before I was born, or at least before I was into football. I think the two championships was like once in the 50s, once 61. The last
Yeah,
one?
61 was the last one in the championship, and the last European trophy, or the last UEFA Cup trophy, was 80 something.
Oh yeah, I got a T-shirt from that as well with the Veltins. A very nice T-shirt. Yes, but I am still excited. I love this club, but there's such a negativity around it, and the negativity is fueled by impatience. That's what I want to say. So please stay positive, because in the end, I will be honest with you, there are some fan channels that I unsubscribed because they were so negative, and it's always like everything is so bad, and I'm like, I live in fucking Vienna, you know, the grumpy Viennese people, always negative. So if I come here, when I have
is that a stereotype?
Yeah,
is that a stereotype?
Definitely. No. In the German-speaking area, doesn't mean like everybody knows the Viennese are the most grumpiest and awful people. Germans are actually afraid of
Vienna. Shots fired at Vienna.
Well, I can say that. I lived here long enough. No, not this time. I'm from Vienna, and I can tell you that's at least a cliche.
Fair enough.
So please stay positive, because I stay with you, because in the end you still try to find the positive, and I know it's in the last couple of games it's hard. So let's come to the present.
Yeah.
Because there's some other points, but they are long gone, and it's not. I am Frank in. Why? Not because I'm excited about what's happening now, because if you change the manager, then again, you start a new project. So you start from zero again. We don't want it. One has to be patient with the team we have, because I believe, Xavi Simons is probably has a higher ceiling than Rafael van der Vaart ever had. I believe in that. I hope that he can.
I actually agree. I agree
that he can flourish here, not like Luka Modric, who before he reached the top went to Real Madrid, just became a legend there, an absolute legend. But you have to be patient. And I mean, there is this. I remember there was like, we have Alfie Devine. Like, wait for Alfie Devine when he's up and an adult, it will be great. And then it was Scarlett, and then it was Lancashire, and then it's Mikey Moore, and now it's Williams Barnett. And I'm like, where are they all? Where are they? Nobody gives them a chance. Yeah. And I'm really pissed also with Frank. You see, Mathys Tel was one of the best players on the pitch yesterday, 2 days ago. Yesterday. And he never got a chance. And, I still believe that he's a striker, and also more like a striker. Colomboigny was French's number 9 at the last World Cup.
Yeah.
But still, he only plays on the side, but never in the center. I mean, I give you that. Richalison. If you give him the right service, he can score. And if you don't give it to him, he will not create chances.
Yeah, I think my argument about Richarlison is that if you put anybody that's in the football club in the areas where he scores his goals from, with the exception of the lob against Arsenal, with the exception of the overhead flick against Burnley, which were 2 moments of magic, but the vast majority of the goals that he scores are goals within the 6-yard box, and he misses just as many of them as he scores. For me, I think if you put Colomboigny in there and he gets the same service, he gets the same amount of attention, the same amount of minutes, he scores just as many. You put Dominic Solanke in there, I think if you put Dane Scarlett in there, he scores just as many. And you're right, like he doesn't do anything else, right? He's not going to connect the dots because he hasn't got the technical work. So I think that the people that are celebrating Richarlison, that's fine, and we'll never know that there's a different timeline of reality. But for me, I think there's a lot of other players in the football club that if you play the ball to the player's strengths all of the time, like we do with Richarlison, then you're going to get just as good outcomes with other players that aren't getting.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, like, we have to be patient. We have a lot of talent here. Flourish it, nourish it. When Mikey Moore comes back from 1 year playing with adults, he should be the solution on the left wing for centuries to come, or decades, or years to come. Let's not overdo it. But still, there is so much talent, and I mean, there's again the problem because the pressure on Frank is so big. He's not daring. Even he said it in the interview. Well, he puts 2 fucking goalkeepers on the bench, but he
Rather
would not even dare to put a kid in there. And he's like,
wild,
the situation. The situation was
try harder.
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan, but I'm not a big fan of his press conference. I know you're not a big fan of Ange, but what I liked about Ange, he's like, I'm here to win trophies. And he said it, and he believed in it. And we thought, come on, let's be honest. When he came, we first thought like, yeah, right. Back then with Levy, we did not believe it's going to happen, especially after Harry Kane left. And he made it.
I have to disagree. I bought my ticket to the final in January, on January the 3rd, before I knew if Tottenham were going to make it, before Tottenham had even qualified out of the group. So I had the faith that we were going to do it. I just thought it was something about this, not because I thought Tottenham were very good, not because I really backed Ange. It was just because I thought the quality.
No, I mean, like he said that at his first press conference. The year before,
right,
like
one. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's refreshing. And Thomas Frank, he doesn't give me the spirit of, I'm here to win. I think everybody wants to win, but Ange, and I know we discussed it also a lot of times. He had his flaws, definitely. But Jesus, he emanated this energy of, I'm convinced we can do something big. And
do you think he was an alpha male? Was Ange an alpha male and Thomas Frank is a beta male? Not to get all like bro chat about it. But like there was a certain level of confidence that came out of Ange.
Do you really believe Micky van der Veen and I don't know who was the other player, I forgot, would walk past him on the pitch, and when he wants to, give them the high five after the game, ignoring him when he wants to play, talk to them?
Yeah,
do you really think they would have done this to Ange? And if they would have done it to Ange, do you really think they would be in the team for the next game? No. And I remember that you got this video from the after the game in where you met Helga, in Norway.
I miss her so much.
Yeah, I know. So when he came in to make his little speech, and the players came in and they were celebrating, and he's like, shh, quiet. And immediately the whole room was quiet. And I believe that he had a connection with the players that we probably don't understand. And I agree with you. He said this thing, then in the next press conference, he said the other thing. When you should have created a flip-flop already for him back then.
I know.
This video.
I've got a flip-flop costume that I'm going to break out on First Live tonight. Coming out at 8 o'clock. I'm wearing it for First Live. So.
It's for Luvo, I think.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, mate. Listen, obviously, I know you've got a lot of things that I'm sorry that I haven't done more.
But you see that it's not like me; it's also all the other guys. I'm not part of this core group, and I tell you, I don't know shit about football. I just love it, and I love this club, and I want us to succeed. I want us to be patient. Do I think? Last thing, do I think is Frank the right guy? I still don't know, but the only thing I know is that. Give him time, that I think he progressed. I think the first half yesterday was a step in the right direction. Of course, he had no one on the bench to come in. And I'm sorry, without Xavi, Deki, and Maddison, I'm sorry. Done to say it's about Berghvall, and then he's injured as well. And then people hitting on Archie Gray is like, well, it's not his job. You can play Kinsky. You know that Kinsky was a midfielder until he was 15. Yeah, but you could let him play. It's not his job anymore. And there is context, but I don't think that he's too brave. I give you that.
You're asking for Thomas Frank to have time. How much time is enough time?
Well, I think that, until the end of the season. I'm not sure if Poch is the answer. I would love it to be. I mean, what a story that would be if he brings us trophies galore. I don't know if it's gonna work, but what do you want now? I mean, we don't even have a sporting director. I mean, how do you want to attract anyone now?
Do you know
I'm
what?
with him.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I'm with you. But the really great players, they don't want to come to us. People are being mad, and it's like Semenyo, he just doesn't want to come to Tottenham. But I'm sorry, I'm not mad about it. It's like I can wait for Mikey Moore to come back next year.
He's not ready, mate. He's not ready. He's nowhere near ready. He's not. I don't care. I know there's a lot of people. Johnny's
you
one of
said
them.
it yourself. If he's ready enough, or he's old enough, or something like that.
Good enough. He's old enough,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But he isn't ready, bro. Like even though he scored in the Old Firm derby against Celtic, he was anonymous in that entire game until that moment. And the goal that he scored, the keeper had a howler. He's nowhere near ready for Tottenham for Premier League. Like maybe he needs to continue and grow and get better and better and better. And then maybe spend another year in Rangers or go to Europe, go and play for Dortmund or something.
Yeah.
He is like there is a massive difference between what he's doing in Rangers and what we need him to do. He is nowhere near ready.
I understand. I mean, yeah, I know, but still, if you buy now, and if you buy Monday, if Monday is coming, he can play at the right now, and I think Odeberg, your Heisenberg is doing well. I miss Drew. The next time Drew is here,
I'll get Drew back on next time. He came on yesterday, so I don't want to bother him too much.
Yeah, I know. It was. Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
He's so funny, isn't he?
And that's. I think that's why I'm with you. Still, I'm still with you because you're funny. You're positive. Technically, speak out when it's there. So, you are really a good guy. I know.
Technically, you're funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Realistically,
time now already. Anyways, I need some time also for the others, and I think they want to have their living room back. So
thank you. Thank you. Mate. Appreciate you very much. But listen, drop your before you go, drop your telephone number in the private chat, and I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. All right. But Carl, I'll do another show in a couple of days, mate, and then we'll get you back on again, and we can go through the other things that you haven't had a chance to tell me off for. But I appreciate you for coming.
I will call you out. Okay. Bye, guys.
Cheers, Alex. Appreciate you, mate.
Bye.
Be the same. What a great guy. What a great guy. He's so funny. Love that man. Let's bring in the next guest. I think we've got we've got 5 people behind him. We've got an hour and 10. So I think that works out about 15 minutes each. As I say, if anyone else wants to come on, sort of join now. If otherwise, I'll pull away the StreamYard link in a moment, just because I want to give everyone 15 minutes. But I'm only stopping after an hour and 15 or an hour and whatever it is, 45 tonight because of the Spurs 5 that I have to do at 8. The next show I'll just go for as long as it takes, and everyone can have their time. Appreciate you, Alex. What a great guy he is. Let's bring in Steve. Big up, Steve. How are you, my man? Good to see you, buddy.
You're a bad fan, Butler. Bad fan. Bad.
Oh, no. Everyone's telling me off.
Oh,
sorry.
This is going to be great if this is all we're doing, just slagging you for 2 hours.
Yeah, listen. You know, I give it I give it out to people. I gave Lubo a hard one yesterday. Pause. That sounded weird. I gave him a hard time. If you guys want to call me out, call me out. It's okay. I do apologize for the lack of members phoning shows. But listen, we're here now, Steve. Let's get straight into it, mate. What's your how you feeling? How you feeling right now?
Crap, innit? Is it? I know Alex was trying to be positive, and I really want to be, but there's nothing to be positive about, really. I think.
Oh,
sorry about that. I think we haven't played well for a full 90 minutes the entire season. And I can't even think of any games where we've played well that wasn't against rubbish opposition.
I agree.
There's
Man City.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Man City, and you can argue the Super Cup, but that was against a pre-season PSG team.
Yeah.
So maybe once, and there's been 5-6 games where we've just been blown out, like catastrophically awful, like the first Bournemouth game and Arsenal and Chelsea and whatever. The last guy was bringing receipts. I'll bring my own receipts and bury myself. I was on here after Frank got appointed, saying it's an amazing thing. This is brilliant. He's going to do X, Y, and Z. Dear God, was I wrong?
See,
I
isn't that it's nice? It's nice to just like to kind of own the authentic self, right? If you called
no,
it,
I don't.
and you think you got it wrong, it's okay. It's okay. You know,
I
the
think there's
truth
a.
shall set you free, Steve. The truth shall set you free.
Oh no, I've never had a problem with that. This is going off on a slight tangent, but there's a big problem with people now, which is they're afraid of the flip-flop label, so they just double and triple down on terrible takes, even when all the new information in front of you tells you should change your mind. People are afraid of changing their mind. I don't know why. It's
I'm currently stuck in that quandary when it comes to that conundrum when it comes to Mawani, and I'm still thinking about. I still think I've got enough wiggle room in Mathys Tel and Heisenberg to eventually be right. You know?
Well, no, definitely. But I've got a fun sort of hot take to end with about Kolo Muani if you want to do that now. But
let's do it.
Okay, it was an all right idea getting an experienced player that's clearly talented. It's failed miserably. I don't know what your thing's going to be about that, but it has. In the Premier League only, Kolo Muani has played 800 minutes and scored 0 goals and got 0 assists.
Yeah.
In the 6 months of his first loan spell, Timo Werner played 127 minutes and got 2 goals and 3 assists. Kolo Muani's loan has been significantly worse than Werner.
But that's why Werner got a second bite of the cherry, right? Second bite.
Yeah, well, at least this means we won't spend 50 million on Kolo Muani or whatever.
Yeah, I think at the moment he's not being played. I mean, listen, obviously Timo Werner wasn't played as a 9 either.
No, that is slightly disingenuous. So we'll give you that. It's missing some context, but it's still
no. Well, I think Kolo Muani's playing on the left-hand side or playing slightly out of position. I think he looks a little bit casual. I think someone said it yesterday. I think that he just looked casual when he came on in the 30th minute yesterday. Everybody else on that pitch, from Ben Davies to Bentancur to Mathys Tel to Udogie, everybody looked fired up. Everybody was running around. We were doing the press. I've seen some statistics. Someone on Twitter's put this statement out showing the passes per defensive action stat, which is basically how many passes do you allow another team to have before you make a defensive action. And it basically said that, we started high and then basically when we scored the goal, it just dropped and then it got a little bit better and then it dropped off again, which is like, but I actually think it started to decline when Kolo Muani came on the pitch. Kolo Muani wasn't expecting to come on. He was wearing a snood, a hood, fucking gangster mask. He was wearing he had more layers on than one of my thumbnails. And I was sitting there kind of going, like, come on, lad, you got to be up. He didn't look, and he looked like someone in the chat said it, casual, just a casual player. Now there's languid. Berbatov was a languid player, made things look casual, but actually was always doing stuff. Muani just looks a little bit disinterested, I think.
Yeah, well, you would be, wouldn't you?
But isn't he playing for a move somewhere? If not to make it permanent to Tottenham, he's putting himself in the shop window for something somewhere else. I know he wanted to be at Juve, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He obviously wanted to go back to Juve, and he's not going to be staying at PSG. So you're right, he's playing for a move somewhere. But I don't know how many years left he's got in his contract at PSG, but I imagine it's a couple.
A few, I think. Yeah, 3, I think.
Yeah, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? He's going to go back to PSG. He either stays there and is a bit part player, or he gets loaned somewhere else again. It's not. He's not going to get in the French World Cup squad unless there's a bunch of injuries like there are now. That's the only reason he got in the last French.
Significant uptick in form, but he just doesn't look like he's that motivated. He doesn't. I think part of the concern of when people were saying whether we should or shouldn't, the version of him that was at Frankfurt, was it Frankfurt Ajax? Frankfurt.
He was at Frankfurt.
The version of him that was there was motivated, and then he goes to PSG, signs a big contract, gets paid a lot of money, and then, like many others, maybe puts their feet up a little bit and doesn't care.
It's that thing, isn't it? You never know. There's hugely talented players that make big moves and then fail, and they go back to a lower club, and they do all right again. I think he looks smooth on the ball. He's quite an elegant player. He's fast, but he just doesn't do anything. Like in the beginning of the second half yesterday, there were 2 or 3 times he got put away, like in behind, not clean on the keeper, but away, and he botched all of them. He just takes too much time, pulled the ball back to the wrong place.
He's air woofed the ball 3 or 4 times in the time that I've been watching him. I think there was one opportunity yesterday where he completely mishit. I mean, Mathys Tel's guilty of the same thing. There's a lot of times we get into good positions and then the final person, whoever it's aimed at, seems to like miss the ball. You know, how many times has that happened in the last 6 months? Like,
it's an interesting thing with both Moani and Tel. They're both really excellent clean ball strikers, but if you watch it, it's only off their own dribble. If you play the ball into them to hit first time, whatever, they'll stuff it and botch it. If they get dribbling and take a couple of touches out their feet and then smash it, they leather it. Yeah. But it's only off that certain condition. But circle back to like I think the biggest problem it is just what Frank is doing. Like we're categorically better at set pieces. We're one of the best in the country at that. Fine. Well done, everyone. Defensively, we're pretty good, but that comes at a massive cost in that we're so passive most of the time. We just sit back and we let other teams have the ball. Now, whilst they're not creating huge amounts or getting high XG chances and all that stuff, they're just constantly knocking at the door. And if anything goes wrong, they get a bit of luck, a little deflection. Romero goes walkabout for some reason. Just someone does something quality, anything, we're knackered because we cannot do anything with the ball. We are absolutely atrocious. Even yesterday,
wasn't the case last season though. Wasn't the case last season. I sort of broke these stats out in the show earlier on today.
No,
half of our team last season that they're playing this season, they have the stats like incomparable. Like Benson called twice as many progressed. Sorry, Karen.
No, that's fine. I was watching that, and it's something I've been screaming for ages. I've watched some of the shows that you're on and others, and Spurs 5 and stuff, and the people that just scream, "It's the players, it's the players." It is to a certain extent, but also it's massively the system. We don't try and play through the middle at all. The passes don't go there. It's not like we're constantly playing balls into Bentancur or Gray or Berghvall and then they're losing it. They just don't touch the ball. And the same thing with whoever's in the 10. I feel so sorry for Berghvall and Gray when they get shoved in the 10. They don't see the ball. All they're asked to do is press and make channel runs. They don't do anything else.
That's a good point.
And
we're not using the 10. We're not using the 10 as an effective on-ball strategy. We're using him as a decoy to try to win the ball back or to try to reduce the amount of threats against. Right?
No, they're used at when we lose the ball, we go into that 4-4-2, and the front two or 4-2-4, whatever is happening at the time. But the 10 becomes one of the two at the front, and they go press. It's just the biggest problem. We have no idea what to do with the ball. The first half yesterday was better, and we did better stuff. But that was because we were pressing again, which we haven't been doing for ages, or doing effectively for ages. So we made some chances from that, and then we made some chances from long balls where Richie won some flick-ons or some knockdowns, and we won the second ball and went from there. We didn't play through them. We didn't play any nice football. It was all still smash it long. And I feel we don't even get a chance. Yeah, we don't even get a chance to see if the forwards are any good to say that they're rubbish because they don't get chances to do anything anyway. And then if they do
when they do, they're so unused to, they haven't spent any time on the training ground and there's no frequency of their familiarity within playing the ball on the floor that's where you get these turnovers and these unforced errors that he calls them. It's because there's no, it's like practice makes perfect, you know, and if you don't practice, then you're never going to get fluent in something.
Yeah, there's this there's lots of people this year, and to some extent I agree, that are like really on the back of Porro. And I understand it. He hasn't been very good in some games and he's been all right in others. But I just feel so sorry for him because every single game, the play goes Vicario, pass to Van der Ven, gets pressed a little bit, pass to Romero, press a little bit more, pass it to Porro. And Porro is in a corner with a man on top of him, and his only out ball is to smash it down the line. And that happens over and over and over. And people get upset with him for doing it. It's like, that's what they're being told to do. They do it all the time. There's no other way. It's either that or the players are completely ignoring what Frank's telling them to do and just panicking and doing some nonsense. But we do it constantly. So I can't see how it's not. And then it just relies on Kudus being Superman, taking a chest-high rocketed ball at him down, beating two men, and then
he's got bruises on his chest at the end of the game from
I think yesterday showed a little bit what happens when we have something a bit different on. It's why we miss Udogie so much and why the team looks better when he's in it. When you had Davis on the left-hand side, because they couldn't just press him into a corner and panic on his right foot like Spence has to do.
Yeah,
he actually had the ability to just like curl a little ball down the line or pull it back or play inside.
I think he earned the right to play in the next game against Bournemouth, to be honest.
He's left-footed on his natural side doing a natural thing. It's easier for him to play out of pressure than it is for Spence to try and do, because Spence will always try and turn inside and people can just show him the line and it's just passes naturally curl out. It's just dead easy to deal with. The idea, I think what Frank wants to do, which is what his 2.0 Brentford did quite well, is you sit deep, you play the balls between the centre-backs and the goalkeeper, you draw the press, play the little bounce passes into Bentancur or Gray, and then it bounces out wide, and that player is then free to either run or play it forward into someone that is then in space because you've drawn the press in. We just can't do it. It's not helpful that Vicario's passing is crappy. But
it's also just not an acceptable form of football for a Tottenham, Steve. I think that Tottenham fans demand to be entertained as much as they also demand excellence. And I know that the two are rarely achievable for a mid-table team or for a good table, but like he can't sit there and set up the way that Brentford did, because no one pays attention to Brentford. No one pays attention to Bournemouth when they win 3 and lose 3. No one's paying attention. But at Tottenham, the eyes of the footballing world and a massive fan base are scrutinising everything they do. And if you're, it's only okay to do it that way if you win every game. And when you don't, he talks about like Arsenal. How many games have Arsenal snuck 1-0 with a set piece? Yeah, but how many times have Arsenal lost doing that or not won doing that? Very rarely.
Yeah.
We try it and we still don't win most of the time. It's not okay. You know,
one of Frank's problems is when he's talking about stuff is he entirely isolates things. So he'll take the draw against Brentford the other night and say, yeah, they've scored a load of goals against other teams. It's a really hard place to go and whatever. So fine, I do not mind us putting in a stinky performance every now and then, but grinding out a draw at a tough place away from home. That's fine. But that's not taking into account all the other stuff around it where we've played terribly in all the other games.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. I hear you. Steve, listen, I've got 4 people to get through, mate. I've only got 55 minutes, mate. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move on to the next man. Just a quick word on the game. We'll do another show before the end of the week. I promise you. Come back on.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to do against Bournemouth?
I don't know what we'll do, but what I hope is he's just learned from the first game. If I see when they smash us to bits, let's be fair. If we do some good adaptations against Bournemouth, where I can see what Frank is meant to be good at, which is learning, watching the opposition, adapting to it. If we can take stuff from that first loss against Bournemouth and implement it into this one and look a halfway decent team, I'll be happy. if we just trot out what we've been trotting out recently, it's just a continuation, and I think a dire sign of what he's going to achieve. It's just going to be the same.
You're Frank in at the moment, right?
No.
You're Frank out. You want him gone?
I suppose it's semantics.
He's not the right guy, but you don't change it yet because there's nowhere to change to.
Yeah, I'm not Frank in. It's just that there's no point changing him now because who are we going to pick up? And I think there's a good conversation to be had though of, is there much point spending big on him this January? If at the moment
who's picking the players, mate. Depends who's picking the players, which is a conversation.
But he's kind of dead man walking, isn't he? I'd say the majority of fans don't want him already.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have a massive uptick, which it doesn't look like he'll do, he'll be gone at the beginning of the summer. And at the moment, that's the path we're on. That's 100%. Probably what's going to happen.
I agree.
So don't let him pick players.
I hear you. And this is, if you saw the show this morning, there's the whole debate, right? Who's running the show when it comes to recruitment? Is it the DOF? Is it the manager and the owners? Who is it that pulls the strings? But listen, Steve, massive thank you for coming on, mate. Again, if you want to join the WhatsApp group, buddy, stick your number in the private chat. I know you've given it to me before, Steve, but I've got writing them down here. So, but thanks so much for coming on, and I will see you at the end of the week. I'll do another one at the end of the week. Okay.
Cheers,
Steve.
man.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate you, mate. Love having you. Big up to Steve. Absolute legendary. Two great guests so far. I'm going to bring Big Will in just a second. There are some super chats. Just let me quickly get these through because I want to say massive thank you to you guys as well. Super chat from Rob Brown. Big up to Robbie Boy. He's fast the choo-choo train. Be given the choo. Rob, thank you very much indeed for your support. Thank you to everyone's support. There's also really great numbers in the show tonight, which is awesome for a members phone-in show. So. Appreciate everyone. Thank you, Rob. Marzi Tom has put in a member for 2 years. Member for 2 years. Big up to you, mate. What unbelievable loyalty from you. Paratici the week before going. Semenyo signing before he goes. I was expecting Semenyo to already be at City. The fact that he hasn't gone yet. If he doesn't go tomorrow, does that mean he's going to play one last game for Bournemouth against us and probably take the points with one of his belters? Listen, Paratici is another complex one. But we'll talk about that on Spurs 5 in just under an hour's time. Big up to you, Tom. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Box Kev, unbelievable. Thank you so much. $20 super sticker. My man. My absolute man. What a game. What a player. Oh, why isn't that working? Late there. There's the choo-choo. Don't know what's going on. The train was late coming out of the station. Thank you so much, Box Kev. Really appreciate you, mate. Very, very generous as always, buddy. Very, very cool, mate. Really appreciate you. Dean Law, Deanie, choo to you as well, my man. Always here, always supporting Dino. Love you to pieces, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Super Early Birds as well. Another one who's always here, always supporting. Big up to you, mate. I'll see you on the Spurs 5. I know you're a regular over there. Big up to you, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. And we've got a new member of the show, the Sussex Hotspur. Big up to you, my man. I don't know if you tried to join tonight, but I've had to pull the link away. But I promise you, I'll be doing a members phoning show on, what day are we today? Monday. Wednesday's the game. Thursday or Friday, 100%. I'm going to be making up for all of the poor noise. So please come on to the next one, Sussex. Thank you very much indeed for your membership, my man. Let's bring on the next guest. No title at the present. Big Will. Oh, it's Big Will. Control-based delete. I was wondering who control-based delete is. I even looked up your YouTube channel because I know you've got some sort of gaming handle.
My escape from reality.
You're a football manager guy, right? You were sitting there. I saw a video of you saying I took Tottenham to win a
treble in 3 years.
Yeah, very
Champions
impressive.
League. Champions League first season. Yeah, football manager's easy though. You can basically, if you know what to do, you can basically do whatever you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to work for Sega when football. I don't know if football manager's still made by Sega, but when I was about 19 or 20, every summer when I finished university, I used to go back and test Football Manager every summer. So
with Sports Interactive, yeah.
Yeah, dream job. Dream job. Just wake up every day, go and get paid to play FM for like 8-9 hours a day. Unbelievable stuff.
I tried that 10 years ago. They didn't want me, so yeah.
Oh. Mate, how are you, my man? Thank you for coming on. Good to speak to you again. How's your thoughts on Tottenham right now?
I am I'll still watch the games and everything, but I'm not really expecting anything anymore. Everything's just gone tits up. Sorry for the.
That's all right. We swear a lot on this, mate.
Oh,
Tits
okay,
isn't going to get me cancelled.
Yeah,
if
right,
things
cool.
I say isn't going to get me cancelled.
Everything just seems to have just imploded, and we're trying to pick up the pieces, but there doesn't seem to be a plan on how to pick the pieces up. Like, it's like they're trying to put a puzzle back together. Some people are getting the edge, some people are starting from the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How we don't have a signing first? We know we needed the signing since summer. We've known we've needed something. Why wasn't there a here we go first day? You don't have to wait the transfer window to talk to players.
Yeah,
you can do that in between. You don't have to wait.
Has Paratici been fully focused on his job, Will?
I don't care about that guy. No, it's just he's shown his true colours. So I just
I think so as well
at the moment. Yeah. I just feel like he has to cheat to do any good, which is what he did at Juventus, and he paid for it. We stuck by him, and now he wants to jump ship. So
seems quite selfish. Seems a little bit dishonourable. I don't know what the right word is to describe it, but it just seems a little bit ungrateful. I don't know what. To me, like I prefer him over Lang. I'm not that enamored with either of them, to be entirely honest, Will. But I'd be more than happy to see both of them go and bring in a new guy who actually has full control, full respect of the footballing world, and then build around that. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's in terms of our players that we have at the moment, we might have 3-4 that should be starting in a Premier League team, and the rest should be on the bench or not, even in the match days. In my opinion.
So do you land then? Obviously, there's two very different opinions right now in the fan base. One of them is, I think everybody generally agrees that the manager is probably not that. I don't hear anybody say Frank is the guy.
No, I don't think he's
no one says that.
No,
it's just degrees of how responsible is he, how much more can he do? You know, and there's people that say that the squad is just dog shit and he could be doing more, but he's not. He's a bit limited. And there's other people that say the squad's not as bad as you say it is. The manager should be able to do more and get more from it. Where do you sit on that spectrum?
I think it's an even split with blame. I don't think the majority of the players are as good as some people think they are. I think that the ones that are bad aren't as bad as even myself included have been saying they're as bad. But I don't think the squad's up to scratch at all. We should be looking for top 7. That's where we should be aiming. And I don't see this squad getting there without 3 additions. And even then, it's a bit dicey. You know?
What positions do you think is the priority?
I think it's shown in the last game. We need someone to put the ball away.
Yeah.
Who can actually just create for themselves as well, not just get on the end of things. And we need someone in midfield who can give us an outlet through the middle on a consistent basis that actually can get their passes to where they want. And we need either a left back or a winger. We definitely need another winger now because of Kudus. A left back or a winger that knows when to release the ball and trusts the players he's going to be playing with. You know,
are you saying that because you think is that like a little bit of a dig at like Jed Spence, for example?
I
don't think Jed Spence trusts the players he plays with. I think he wants to do it all himself because I think
he wants to be a Superman.
Yeah,
he does. He's like remember the old Super Yan chant? He wants to be like the new can do whatever he wants on the pitch and it comes off, but then you see when he tries to shoot, it doesn't. There's so much wrong with, like, we had 14 chances yesterday. Was it yesterday? I can't remember.
Yeah, yesterday.
I'm in the US, so everything's sort of blurry for me because I got loads of other shit to do as well.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
no, I've been there. I've been there. That's an unusual place for an Englishman to land. What were you doing over there?
I got married to American lass. So
nice, man. Very cool.
What's even funnier is there's another British family here, which is funny, and I'm in like the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's another British family here that moved here like 20 years ago.
If you were single or something, I'm the only British man in the village. No, you're not actually. Very
Come
cool.
on, Gareth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think we need a new keeper. As much as Vicario can make wondrous saves, and I don't think anyone can say he doesn't. But how many times have you seen him go to when you were like you can catch that, and
he can't catch it. He can't catch it, mate. And even the simple ones, he still has to pat it down on the floor first. They're so annoying. By the way, that will get picked up on by other teams. They will eventually put someone on him, and they'll say, "Go and put a little bit of pressure, and even let him catch it. He'll knock it down, and then just be quick on it and just poke it home." I guarantee you that will happen at some point.
It will, yeah. You played rugby, right?
Yeah.
How beneficial do you think it will be for Vicario to get sent to a rugby team to learn how to catch? Just pump balls up to him, just like catch it. That's a knock on. What you doing? Catch it.
I mean, it's a pretty simple part. Like those gloves, by the way. Have you ever put on professional football gloves or like American football gloves? They have like I don't know, almost like claw, like it's like a cat, like the way the cats can climb the trees. Like they've just got those. Like there's so much grip on those things. It must actually be more difficult to drop the ball than it is to catch it.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if it's something to do with his hand size or not, but like. Ooh. I mean,
we're questioning the man's.
Well, if he's not catching it in those gloves, something's got to be wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hear you. Look, he's a brilliant shot stopper, and don't get me wrong. Like against Brentford, he did a wonderful save from a brilliant header from Lefay, I think it was, and then Lefay was yesterday from whoever it was against Brentford. He did the same yesterday. You know, like he's a great shot stopper, but every other part of his game is so unbelievably terrifying at times. I mean,
it's nail biting, isn't it? Like he gets the ball to his feet and you're like, oh, don't fuck up. And it's
it's got to be quite emasculating as well when like you've got Vicario that's standing next to him and he's like, should we go do our little 1-2 short thing? No, let's not do that. All right, go on then, Micky. You hit it long for us. What we're saying, the guy can't kick the ball. He's a fucking professional Premier League level goalkeeper, and he can't kick it. He can't take it in open play. He can't catch it. Like I mean, I honestly don't understand how it is that Inter Milan, AC Milan, all these teams in Italy are looking at him like he's the next.
If they want him, I heard something about 70 million, but I think that's just a pipe dream from someone.
No chance. No chance. What are we doing it? Yeah.
So, that guy at Porto, the goalkeeper there, he's got a release clause. Just go and just go and slap down for him.
I would. I genuinely would. You know. The problem is though, is if you go and replace him with someone else, then do you immediately then get the problem with Anton Kinsky, who's going to say, I was promised first team football here. And if I'm not getting any minutes, and
I'll tell you what, and if you've watched any of James Maddison's recovery videos and stuff,
I have actually. Yeah,
when Anton Kinsky's the first one in, every day.
Yeah, he eats his breakfast every time. He's
scrambled egg. But that's dedication, and for him to not be rewarded while Vicario is making all of these howlers is. So,
I hear you. Would you like to? Do you trust Anton Kinsky? Because I don't really feel that much better with him in goal either. To be entirely honest, I don't feel great with either.
Honestly, if we could just like fuse the two of them, then it could either go. They both get both of each other's weaknesses, or they both get each other's strengths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we could get someone who can do Kinsky's strength, which is distribution, and Vicario strength is reactional instinct saves, I think that we should just stick with them if we can get them, if we can get someone like that, or if Kinsky can improve his positioning and reactions. And I don't know what he's been. I don't know how goalkeepers train, but if that's an option, like,
Yeah,
we
I'm not
should
sure.
give him a go.
I wouldn't mind seeing it in the cup and the FA Cup. I don't know,
I think
give him a chance in the cup, see if he steps up. So I'm not expecting much from the FA Cup. Let me ask this, mate. We've got 6 more games though in the Premier League. You started off the show by saying, you're frustrated by the fact that Tottenham haven't, at least entered into conversations, or at least we're not aware of any.
Yeah.
What is your expectation for you to, I don't know how sort of, how like what your social media presence is, whether you're someone that's like going at it on Twitter or whatever. But if it would you be like, how does Tottenham get how do the ownership, how does Vinay, how does whoever it is that's ruling the roost in the directorship role, how do they get to February the 1st where you're satisfied?
At least 3 players.
3.
Yeah.
3 big players, 3 you don't mind who they are, like, 3, like, is it a lot of is it money spent? Do you trust the club if it's not big money, but if it's just 3 players that you might not be that familiar with?
Players that I can look up their stats and go, okay, I can see why we got them in for that position. Like someone who can move the ball in midfield, like a Gomez or a Neves. Someone like I'm not saying those players because it looks like they're going might be going somewhere else, from what I've seen. But someone like that, someone like a Lookman who hasn't been having the greatest season this year, but can beat a man and get a shot away in the same sequence. Right. Someone, I think we need a different striker. Again, someone who can create for themselves rather than rely on the people around them. Or someone who can have a better link up with Kudus or whoever. Lookman just scored again. Cool.
I wonder whether there's a few players that we're talking. I really hope that the silence is like deafening, because Johan Lang is, if he is controlling things, we don't really get too much in the way of like noise from him, whereas Paratici used to be like out there telling all the journalists, So I hope that the silence isn't because there's nothing going on. But I wouldn't mind it, but
it's 2 different types of it's like Paratici is more smoke and mirrors. I'm going for this guy. Oh no, I'm going for this guy. Like,
correct. Look over here, don't look over there. 100%. But I just wonder whether the fact that there's a few of the players that we've been linked with that are currently at the AFCON.
Yeah,
maybe
that could be why as well.
Will be later,
Like if we are doing what Johnny wants and slapping money down for Osimhen.
Is that what Johnny wants? Is it?
Well, that's what he said. I agree. If we're gonna potentially do that for Samu, why not just go for Osimhen instead?
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with that, mate. Listen, if you can get him, but Tottenham don't do that, Will, do they? Tottenham don't do that, mate. When was the last time Tottenham ever bought a big name like that was at the peak, that was top of his game?
I mean, Van der Vaart was on the way down.
He was on the way down.
Perisic was halfway down, even though he was still probably one of our best players, barring Son and Kane. It's just a whole mess of things. I don't think anyone really knows how to get things moving.
I don't know either, mate. But like I said, I don't know if you saw the video I did, the live stream I did earlier, but this whole Manchester United thing, and the same with Chelsea, and you think about it, Glasner's done the same recently. I think you could even make the argument that Thomas Frank is doing it to a slight degree, where there's all this kind of like publicly outing the standard, the depth, the quality, the communication, the role, the responsibilities. They're all going about their method to let the fans know you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But for what it's worth, all the pressure's on me. All of your hatred about this football club's poor performance is on me, the manager and the players. But really, I don't get to say or do what I want to do. And these guys are hiding behind the scenes and you don't get to know that. And so their final act is like the outing of the truth, which is, I was brought in as a manager, but I'm just a coach. Or I was brought in and I was told that I have to play certain players because there's like economics at factor with regards to Chelsea. And I just think that there's so much more probably in that political kind of bandwagoning that we as fans are not really privy to, but we only get slight snapshots of it when the managers are asking for the sack, because they get their payoff anyway. But ultimately, so it's a win-win or a lose-lose, however you want to think of it, right? Like they go to these clubs, they get a 4-year contract, they're sacked after 18 months, and they're oftentimes seen as the scapegoat for what's going on at the club. But actually, there's meddling and all sorts of shit going on behind the scenes. And I would imagine if it's happening at Chelsea, if it's happening at United, Newcastle United, as like Eddie Howe doesn't get on with any of his DOFs. You know, like you don't hear about it at Arsenal, you don't hear about it at Liverpool as much, but I'm sure it's happening at Tottenham just the same. And I'm sure Thomas Frank is probably, you know, I think Thomas Frank is begging for the sack, by the way. I think he would love to get sacked right now. I don't think he's enjoying it at all. I think he thinks that the club is a mess. I think he thinks the fans don't understand how big of a mess it is, and that he is the fall guy for what is an absolute shit show. And I think he would love to get paid out 2.5 years or whatever he's got left.
Like it's a big waste of money from clubs as well. How many Tottenham? How many managers have we had in the past 6 years? 7 years.
6 or 7.
No, please. 6, 7. Fuck's sake.
Oh, I didn't mean that. That was a mistake.
Fuck's sake. If I draw attention to it, people are going to go for it more. So I think that was another mistake.
Listen, mate, I'm going to have to move on. We got half an hour. I've got 2 more guests to bring in. I think both of them are having trouble with their cameras, but we're going to say, Big Will, thank you so much for coming on, mate. If you want to drop your number in, I'll also add you to the WhatsApp group, buddy.
Thank you.
To just drop your number into the private chat before you go, mate. But thanks so much for coming on, and I'll see you on the show later on this week if you can come back.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy. Appreciate your support, mate. Thanks again.
Bye.
Big up to you. Before I bring in the next guest, who is Jezza, and then the last one of the day is Rain. 15 minutes a pop. There's a couple more super chats. Big up to JB Macaulay. Big up to you, Jayski. He says, where is Vinay? Where is Enoch? Frank is not Spurs. Don't know where they are, mate. I don't know where they are. Vinay's gone very quiet, hasn't he? He's gone very, very quiet. He started out with all the kind of, this is the first of many videos, and this is what we're doing here and all this stuff. But you know, when the shit hits the fan, they all very quickly disappear with their communication. I'm unimpressed with Vinay so far, and I've certainly been unimpressed with the melee, which is Tottenham. But we'll talk about that in a second. Big up to you, Jay. And Adam scored Drawlock. Adam Horlock, big up to you, my man. Super sticker from you as well. Big up to you, buddy. Choo to you. Thank you very much for your support, as always, Adam. We love you, my man, over here and on Football Inc. And hopefully over on the Spurs 5. By the way, guys, we are going to be leaving here in half an hour and going straight to the Spurs 5. I'll redirect you straight over, and then I've got a feeling tonight's going to be spicy. There's no Johnny. We've got a man called Ferg who's coming in, who I don't know. I've not met or heard, I've not seen before, but apparently he's a spicy guy from Twitter, Spurs Twitter. And I know I can see Stel on the WhatsApp groups has been going in on basically everybody. So I can just feel tonight's going to be a lively one. Let's bring in Jezza and see how he's feeling about the whole thing. Big up to you, Jez. Thanks for waiting, mate. How are you, buddy? You there, Jez? Jez? Hello? Jez, can you hear us? Jez? Tell you what, Jez, I'll drop... I'm not sure if you can hear me, mate. Jez, Jez, I think you got us on mute. I'll tell you what, Jez, I'll drop you out, mate. We'll bring in Rain. Rain, are you there, buddy? Rain, are you there?
One sec. Yeah,
there
I'm
he
here.
is. How are you, buddy? How you doing?
I'm all right, mate.
Good to
How
see
you
you.
doing?
Yeah, good. Listen, Jez, I don't know if you can hear me, mate. I tried to bring you in then, but I don't think you could hear us. So if you want to log out, mate, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll kick the, I think, because you got that other one. Let me see if I'll bring you back in. I'll try you again in 15 minutes. We'll give Rain the go for now. Rain, good to see you, mate. How you doing, buddy? What's crack-a-lacking?
Yeah, not too bad. But first day back at work after the little festive break. I know you've been non-stop, but
how was work?
Good. It's all right.
You work from home,
I'm
from home, don't you?
Kind of. Well, actually, I work from home today because they had a water leak. Classic. You know, the office was closed for 2 weeks. Obviously, turned the heating back on.
Yeah.
There was a water leak. It's happened to my lad's school as well. I work from home, but I'm on a bit of a wind down at the moment because I start a new role at the end of Jan, which I'm very excited about. Yeah.
Oh, so you're one of these guys that's
don't
basically gardening leave / that sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah, basically. But
Okay.
we tell you what, we can talk about this another time offline. You have no idea what I do. You have no idea what I do.
You're in data science, aren't you?
Yeah, I started out as an accountant. Then I transitioned into systems management. Do a lot of data science and analytics. Algorithms and all that kind of stuff. So
maybe I need to employ you, mate, to grow the channel. Figure out some get some hack on it. Need to get the channel up.
It's all finance stuff.
Finance, yeah.
Okay. But anyway, football.
Let's talk about football, mate. Let's talk about football.
I'll tell you what else I've been doing. I'm just going to do a little plug, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I've been doing some streaming.
Have you? Okay. Watch out! You got your own channel now.
No. I'm not that brave. With Dermot on THFC Till We Die.
Oh, big up Dermot, John.
He's absolutely fantastic. He's such a good lad. I'm on with him 2 or 3 times a week. I really love it. Just helping him out.
Let me get his channel.
He's such a good guy, and he does some really. So we were the first channel to do this is our playing squad, and this is where we think they rate. And it was Tequila, who's a co-owner of the channel. It was his idea to go, right, these players we think are should be in a title challenging side. Van der Ven was the only one who got in there. These are the players that we think should be in a Champions League qualifying
stack ranking the quality of players,
and went down, and we all, I started out, I'm like, I don't think, it's amazing when you actually go and do that kind of analysis player by player, without the broad brush, I think we should be getting more from these players. When you actually go and look at the player by player, and go, look, this is where I think they are at the moment.
Are you judging these players on what you're seeing from them right now, though? That's
right now. In fact, actually, Archie Gray was like, I think he should have stayed at Leeds, and Leeds are in the bottom. Leeds are basically fighting relegation. So, that was.
Use you an example like Xavi Simons. What category was Xavi Simons put in?
I think we put him in a Europa League. So European qualifying.
That's based on what you've seen of him in a Tottenham shirt playing in a system that doesn't suit, right? That's the problem.
Well,
you're judging these
how
players,
he's performing, right?
That's the kind of, to me, that's the gap analysis, which is if you're judging these players based on what you're seeing right now, you're judging them based on what's being asked of them in a certain managerial system, in an unconfident team, in a system, in a club where the energy's behind is like a headwind, and so. Is that really a fair way to judge? Like, are you assessing these players fairly, or are you assessing them based on, the shit show in which they operate right now? Essentially,
we're not assessing them on stats. We're assessing them on eye test. Right. But if you were to do stats, then the eye test should go away, right?
I'm not saying
a player passing to another player.
I'm just saying, like Bentancur this season versus Bentancur last season. In fact, I've got like just a little snapshot right here. Right here is Bentancur's just progressive passes stats. Right, this is the yellow bar is Thomas Frank this season, and then the 4 years are the managers before him. Right, so obviously 2 years of Ange, 1 year of Conte, or year and a half of Conte, whatever it was, and 6 months of thingy. Right, so if you're judging Bentancur. Just as an example, that's not the full data of Bentancur. I'm just saying that's just one little snapshot. Are you judging Bentancur based on the version of him you're seeing now, or are you judging him on the basis of the player that you know him to be, or that he has been, or that he could be? And same with this thing here. Right? Look at that percentile like the version of him, just on progressive passes alone, he currently sits in the 13th percentile. So the bottom 87th percentile relative to all midfielders in the top 5 leagues at progressive passes. Again, I know it's just a shitty little snapshot, but I'm just making the argument versus the version of him you saw in the previous 4 seasons. He was a top 4, top 6, not top 4, but a top 6 midfielder. So again, my point is, if you're judging players now, are you judging them based on what you think of the player?
Now.
Or okay,
Now.
so, but then that's corrupted. That's corrupted by the
how
manager.
they performed this season. But is it?
Well, I think
is
so.
it? Because players, you know, players don't have constant form. Players don't play constantly. And yes, there is some factor. You know, I hear a lot of you know that I'm not into the whole system thing. I think there is some argument that you know, several of those seasons had Harry Kane in that team, and you're finding Harry Kane. You basically you're not. There's so many freaking variables
100%.
that you can't account for all of them. So you've just got to take it in isolation as, you know, where you are, and just leave it. You can't do a simple like for like analysis, because, you know, at the moment you could say Bentancur isn't passing the ball forwards and being progressive because he hasn't got somebody to pass to. Xavi is dropping back, or Xavi is, you know, you can't pass it to Richarlison because the ball bounces off him. You know, the ball doesn't stick.
He's got the player based on the environment in which he's currently operating, which is fine. But what I'm saying is,
the quality of how he performs and where you think it's a really good. You might want to do a show on it, mate. It's a really good row.
It's a good
debate. It's a really good row.
I'm just saying, like, if the purpose or if the conclusion that you guys came to was actually Thomas Frank, you know, he's working with a bunch of donuts, and none of them are very good. None of them get into, like, Van der Ven only gets into a top 4 team. Everybody else gets into Europa League, Conference League, or worse. Then you're judging those players based on the version of those players that you're seeing via the management of the guy that you're trying to give a reprieve from through the conclusion that you're trying to land on, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. But then I saw Luke do a very similar show. Yeah. But Luke just did first team. And he had, I can't remember who he had on. He had Billy on. Yeah, James was on as well. And it was a great show, because those types of discussions are just like gold dust, because it's real. You find out things that other people are thinking. It exposes, you know, a very wide variety of opinions in a very, very compressed amount of time. So during that show, it kept on coming up. Oh, but I think he's going to progress and become a better player, like Berghvall. And I'm sitting there and I was like, you can't do that. That's hopes and dreams. You can't do hopes and dreams. Yes, I can see where you're going. Go back. Surely he's a better player than how he is, Bentancur.
Well, no, right? I'm saying no. I'm not coming to that conclusion either. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying.
You see where I'm coming from?
100%. I think it's a really interesting conversation. I just think that the sample size of data in which you're using to come to your own narratives or conclusions, and even if you came in with open-mindedness, you're still basing what you're seeing on the manager's utilization of those players. And so if the answer is he's got bad players, it's not that bad, you still can't really come to that conclusion, because you're basing it off of how he is using those players, and another manager might use him differently, or in a different team he might be used and play better or worse or somewhere in between. So I feel like the conclusion is still a non-entity. I think you can't land on that conclusion from the data set of just where they are playing right now.
Absolutely. You have to just sort of flush it out, right? And JMed 862 comes out with it perfectly. If Bentancur was playing for Real Madrid, he would look like a better player. If a decent player playing with better players looks like a better player. I think missing Sean's point is not the point. It's not the point.
I think you get my point. Yeah, I think you get my point.
Absolutely, 100%. But what I actually wanted to come out on, because the show's been about where are you, how do you feel about the team, and you know that I go, and obviously I occasionally come on with you, and I go on with Sav as well. Sav's a top guy.
Love Sav. Yeah.
People don't realize how good he is, a top guy. He gets a lot of grief.
Charity goes up the Christmas time, went up to give money to people to things like warm clothes to homeless people. He's a heart of gold. He's just got very strong opinions, and anyone that's got a strong opinion or a big personality, some people are going to love it, some people aren't, and that's just the way it is.
I don't think you're going to be a YouTuber if you can't do that. So you know where I am, but the key for me, and it does come from my Gen X background, I really, really fundamentally believe in personal responsibility. And I believe that people don't really understand. Actually, it goes into what you were saying with Steve. I don't think that people really understand the responsibility that managers actually have. I think they're it's the old racy, right? They're accountable for an incredible amount of stuff. And I think they're only responsible for about 30-40% of it. Yeah. And sorry?
100%, I agree with you. 100%, yeah.
And so they absolutely get stick from both sides. They actually absolutely take flack for the performance. Like Amarim's just had his little meltdown and got his payout. He believes he's taking flack for the performance of the recruitment team, and he was not in any way responsible for it.
Yeah.
And Poch, I'm absolutely clear. Poch did exactly the same thing in 2019.
So did Conte. Right? Conte's meltdown. Someone said it in the chat earlier. Conte wrote the book on it. I don't think Conte did write the book on it. I think that's been going on for a while. But Conte was one of the first examples of Tottenham fans seeing it. Throw your toys out of the pram because you can't always get your way, and then say, you know what, the reason why I'm not doing as good as you expect of me is because there's other hurdles that you don't know about. So as I'm fed up with it, and I want my two years payout or my 1 year's payout, so I'll call out the board. It's the perfect. It's a win-win for these managers. Like, they've always got a defense, they've always got an excuse, and then they get paid out when they use it. It's perfect. It's a lose-lose, or win-win, however you want to think of it.
And it is the danger at Spurs that we become a manager payout club. You know, that's one of my concerns. Absolutely. So with Frank, I'm prepared to give. There are things that I do not like, and it's not how the team's performing. It's on Sunday. It's the substitutions drove me nuts. I can't remember what's his de Bliss.
Yeah.
He managed that second half like a composer, like he was Mozart. Yeah. He got his subs on. He managed the tempo of the game. He saw who was flagging. He got him, and Frank didn't. And do you know what? That I can nail on Frank. Yeah,
what options did Frank have on? This is where I probably defend him. I think that the board clearly sold Johnson. Right, obviously they didn't know that there was going to be an injury to Kudus. I think it's so ridiculous that Thomas Frank has to point that out. You know, the fact that Thomas Frank has to sit there and say, just so you know, guys, right, we didn't know that Kudus was going to get injured before we sold Brennan Johnson. Like, obviously that's the case. The fact that he has to point that out, but he has to say that because otherwise people are going to forget it and throw it at him. I don't think it was him. You know, I think that's on the board, the club saying, look, we've got a chance to sell him. If you don't want him, we'll sell him, but we have to sell him now. And Thomas Frank's like, okay, well, how are you? You know, how quickly are you progressing with other things? Oh, well, you know, we don't know about the answer to that. But 2 games now, he hasn't been a part of the squad for 2 games, and our bench has looked really weak for 2 games, and he didn't have very many options.
Now, from my perspective, I don't think it. Yes, absolutely, 100%. But at the same time, you need to bring other players on, and you need to be brave. We as a club are not being brave enough. I don't think we're being brave enough as fans to support something that's flagging, and it is clearly flagging, and it does need support. We make a difference. There's a reason why, you know, the 12th man. There's a reason why that's a thing. The players are not being brave enough. The old Archie Gray heat map. Just be positionally freaking brave. Stop dropping back. Stop going left and right. You're playing as a 10. If somebody's playing as a 10 on a park, they don't need to be told by a manager to sit behind the striker and collect the ball from the 8 behind them. They're working it out themselves. Be positionally brave.
Yeah.
And be brave going forwards. The amount of times that Kudus is now cutting back, right?
Yeah.
No.
Steam,
Have a go. Our motto is to dare is to do. And there is a reason why fans are losing their shit. And that's because no one is daring. No one is being brave. If people, and that kind of epitomized the Pochettino era. Forget all the quality. It was a fact that these young players, and Pochettino enabled them, just went for it.
Yeah.
And that's what we love.
I hear you, Rain. I hear you, mate. Listen, dude, great chat as always, Rain. Come back in. I'll be doing a show tomorrow.
I'll speak to you later, mate. Yeah.
I've got 13 minutes for Jezza. As long as Jezza's mic's working this time. Appreciate you, Rain. Thanks so much for coming on. Please get over to Dermatron as well, where Rain is. I'll put the link in the chat chat again. Thanks, Rain. Appreciate you, mate. Jezza, let's see if you are the final guest. Jezza, can you hear me, mate?
You bet. Good to go.
How are you, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Sorry about that last one. I don't know what happened there. I tried to bring you in, but the mic wasn't working. How's things, buddy? You okay?
Good. I know you're saving the best for last.
Always, my man. Always. Is this your first time calling in, Jez?
It is. It is.
Good to see you, mate. Thanks for your support on the membership, mate. How would you like to? We've only got about 12 minutes, mate. I'm sorry, it's been a squeeze session, but I will be doing the next one much longer. We'll let everyone go as long as they want. Jez, what would you like to say, my man?
Well, I'd like to know how Muggsy's doing.
Bugsy.
Yeah.
Bugsy's all right, mate. Yeah, she's got she's better. She's her paw. She can't go out running as much at the moment because she's got bad paws, but she's good, mate. I'll send her your love. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to know.
Well, there you go. And that's the end of the show. No, I mean, so Jez, let me ask you. Let me ask you. What's your where do you sit on the Thomas Frank situation right now? Whereabouts are you, buddy? You've got an American accent, or North American accent. Whereabouts are you in the world?
That's a tough question. I joined the military, but yeah, in the States right now, the DC Baltimore area.
Oh, very nice, mate. Very nice. Yeah, I spent a long time down there. Back in 2017. Good area, mate. Good area. So you've been a Tottenham fan for a long time?
I've got a mate up in Thetford area, and he kind of turned me on to Tottenham about 10, 11 years ago. So,
okay. Nice,
so hey, I got a question for you, Sean. What do you think's going on with these home matches? You know, we see okay on the road, but what's going on at home?
Mate, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? I think, yeah, when you look at the form, I think if we were to, I think we're champion. I think we're title winning form away from home, relegation form at home. I don't think there's ever been. I don't think any team has ever had that ratio before, especially away being the better version. I don't know what it is. I genuinely think it has something to do, though, with the pressure and the energy around the football club. I think that the fans at home are fed up, and the players don't feel comfortable, don't enjoy playing in front of them right now. I think away from home there's less pressure. I think that's one part of it. I think the other part of it as well is the way that we're set up is more productive away from home, where the home teams have a responsibility to impress their own fans by trying to attack, and therefore, if you are a team that can transition and, you know, frustrate the life out of the home the home team, and then nick something on the counter or set pieces, etc., I think those things are easier to achieve away from home. But I don't know what the weighting is of those two factors, but I think those two are the main factors. What's your thought, mate?
I'm right there with you, but I'm at this point where I don't care about the show right now. I just want to see some checks in the win column, you know?
Really? So you're output over input right now all the time, yeah?
The table's really close. I think if we really focus on putting that ball in the back of the net and not providing entertainment, we can focus on that later. But just getting those wins in so we can get that Champions League place.
Oh, you think Champions League is a realistic? I mean, it is realistic, right? We have, I mean, I think we're only 5 points off of, or 4 points, I think it is, off of fifth. And Liverpool, look, let's be honest, right? All the teams above us are not particularly good. Liverpool are in fourth and they're terrible. Manchester United are in sixth. They're terrible. Chelsea are inconsistent. You know, like there's nobody that's really kind of grabbing that spot with two hands. I wonder personally. I mean, like, obviously, you know, you're saying you care about the performances. I think a lot of fans do. People are even saying people are saying you're talking sense, my man. But I just think the Tottenham, the home base, they need to see some football. They need to feel like their money that they're spending. You know, everyone's broke at the moment. No one's got a lot of money. The cost of everything's through the roof. And if people are gonna spend, you know, 80, 100 pounds to go and watch their team play, they need to be entertained as much as anything else. So I'm with you to a degree, but if the setup of the team is, you know, to try to do that, it's fine if you do it, if you achieve it. But if you don't achieve it, if you do that and then you draw, like we did against Sunderland, right? We went 1-0 up. If we win that game 1-0, people are like, okay, we'll applaud you off. We lost. We applauded the team off at halftime, and then we booed them off at full time because the tactic didn't sustain for 90 minutes.
Yeah, it looked like we just kind of sat and played defense.
Yeah, 100%. Can you still hear me, Jez? I think your internet's, your Wi-Fi is a little bit sketchy. Can you still hear me?
You bet. We're good to go.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you this, mate. I mean, what would you do if you were in charge of the football club? How would you want to spend some money in the January? Are you getting a little bit concerned that we're not? There's no real noise yet, or are you patient with it? How's your feelings there?
You know, we've had a lot of changes this last year, haven't we, to the club? A lot. And you know, since the 2019 Champions League semifinal, you can see the steady decline of the team and the players checking out. There's just a lot going on, and signings are tough. They're not as easy. You can't just throw money on the table and people are going to come running. You got to have people that are willing to come. You got to have teams that are willing to release the players. It's a complicated process, and I think we kind of underestimate that. I think we got to have some faith in the leadership and the management, and they want what's best for the club. And they're going to take us in the direction that's possible with the information they have and the money they have at hand. And we just got to have more faith in them. Ever the optimist.
I appreciate that, mate. There's not a lot of optimism around the football club, mate. So it's nice to hear someone that's got the, you know, just that sort of trust the process. If you were in charge, what would be the priority? Would you, if you had, let's say you had £100 million player, one player that you, or not one player necessarily, one position, and you could fix it today with £100 million top draw player. Would you go for a defender, a fullback, a midfielder, a striker, a winger? Where would your priority be for that £100 million player?
So Big Will was right on target with all of his priorities and his asks. If looking at your question, if I had that one load to shoot, I think I'd look at a center midfield. You know, that's a key pivotal spot, that center mid, and having Maddison out. He was good when he was in, but I think we could do better. Give him some competition. And our squad's not deep anyhow, so why not have two top class people in that position?
Anybody, any name that you're particularly fond of that you think Tottenham could realistically go after right now?
No idea.
Okay. And as far as
think about this,
oh, go on. Sorry,
I was going to ask you, Sean. What do you think about this possibility of this left winger coming in from Greece?
Solis. Yeah, Christos Solis. Yeah, I really like him, mate. I really like him. I think he's. I like when it comes to Brugge. They don't. Their players don't struggle when they move on. You know, there's a lot of players that come from sort of quote unquote farmers leagues or like lesser leagues. French, there's a never-ending stream of great talent in France that come to the Premier League and they struggle. they go elsewhere and they struggle. Look at Jonathan David, right? Unbelievable figures in France, goes to Juve, doesn't work. Lots of players in Portugal. All of these leagues are considered more competitive than Belgium, and their best players leave those leagues, come to the top leagues, and invariably they struggle. At least sometimes they never settle, but they certainly takes their time. They take their time to settle. Club Brugge have, I can't think of a player that's left Bruges in the last 5 years that hasn't kicked on and settled and been a success at the next step. And I really like Christophe Solis. I think his output is unbelievable. I think he's exciting. I think he's strong. With the way he runs with the ball, he's got this kind of Paul Gascoigne. Johnny always talks about the way that Mikey Moore runs with his chest up. Solis is the same. And when you do that, you lift your chin and you can see the peripheral vision. He's got an unbelievable right foot, unbelievable left foot to dribble, but his right foot for shooting is fantastic. His crosses are fantastic. The only problem I have with him is that he's injury prone. And that's a concern whenever players come to Tottenham, even players that don't have injury issues, they get them at Tottenham. And if you come with an injury history, then that might be a concern. But I'm not sure what they want. 35 million, 40 million, whatever it is. I think he's 23 years old. I think he's going to be, I think if he doesn't come to Tottenham, I don't know if we're really interested in him or not, but he will go to a good league soon, maybe in the summer. And I think we'll be hearing his name very often because I think he's a really, really interesting player.
Listen, last question for you, Sean, and then I'm going to let you get on because you got places to be.
Sure.
You know, we've been talking a lot about Pochettino coming back. Do you think he would want to come back?
Oh, for sure. For sure, he wants to come back. Yeah, he definitely wants to come back. He never stops talking about us. You know, he's like the I don't know who's the ex here. You know, like people say, never go back to your ex. I'm not sure who's the one who longs after who more. He longs after Tottenham. But, you know, half of the Tottenham fan base, they can't get over Pochettino. I don't know if it will happen. If it does happen, I don't think it would be a success because I think that the environment in which it happened last time was very, very, it was like a perfect storm. There was other teams that are usually very competitive that were all going through their own transitional periods. You know, we found the right players. We had a good director of football in Paul Mitchell. We hadn't signed, none of the players that we signed were world-class players, but they became a world-class team or close to it together. And he was a part of something that was also, there was the energy in the football club, right? We were qualifying for the Champions League. We were moving to Wembley, playing in 70, 80, 90,000 seats. And then we were looking forward to the new stadium coming. Everything about the football club was just like the momentum was in the right direction. And so I don't know whether it might not necessarily have been him. You know, maybe he was just the right place at the right time. But you know what? I feel like the fan base need to get over him. So I feel like we need to bring him back just to, if it's a success, amazing. But if it's not a success, at least it draws a line under the kind of come home Pochettino, you know? I don't know.
Well, we can bring him and Harry Kane back. We can bring him and Harry Kane back, right?
Yeah, listen, that's another guy that, I mean, we'd all love to see him come back, but I don't know. I mean, maybe that would be like bringing the band back together again. You know, it'd be interesting.
Right. You know? All right, Sean. Thank you so much, and thank you for putting your channel together. It's really appreciated.
No, I appreciate you, Jez. Please come on next time. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry to put you. Obviously, I'll try to bring you on, but come back on the next time, mate, and we'll talk longer. Appreciate you so much for coming on, Jez. Thanks for your support, buddy.
Sounds good. Yep. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Lovely guy. What a lovely guy. And he'll come back when he's 35, says Tadere. Yeah, listen, he might come back at 35. He'll still probably be very, very good. Still probably be better than anything we've got. Guys, listen, I've got to go. We've got to go straight over to the Spurs 5. So stay where you are. Thanks to everyone for Ulrika stuck in a super sticker. Big up to you, Ulrika. It must be early in the morning over there. Get out of the bath, Ulrika. Dry your bits. Pour yourself a G&T. The Spurs 5 is coming right up. Guys, stay where you are. Thank you very much, Ulrika. I appreciate everyone who called in, and we will be back doing this again Friday probably. And like I say, I'm going to do it more and more often because I've had a wonderful time tonight. It's very, very cool. And apologies for not doing it sooner. Love to all of you. Love to everyone in the chat. Love to the guests. And stay where you are. Spurs 5. Spicy Spurs 5 is going to start right now. Cheers, guys. Bye.